I've been, wishing and dreaming and thinking about what it would be like. And I mean, it absolutely surpasses any kind of dream I could have ever had. It's, being on these sets with these incredibly talented people, and that's, in every department. I'm in awe. I mean, it's like again, landing on Arrakis. It's a real place, it feels like. We pick up Chani, I guess, like I said, right where we left off. She's just met this foreigner who, who, I guess there have been years and years of propaganda that has been pushed upon the Fremen, many of which believe that there is a Messiah that is supposed to come and save them. And, I think what Denny has done so beautifully in these films is really make a distinction between, I think the older generation and the younger generation, which I think is something we kind of deal with in our own society and our own kind of issues and confrontations we deal with now. Is just like there is a new generation of people that are able to see things with a completely different lens and a completely different set of rules, right? And really throwing them out and saying, this is the world I want to live in and I want to be a part of it. And so she's part of that generation that's really fighting back against these kind of archaic, ideas that she just is like, this is what has been oppressing my people. I'm against this. This doesn't work for me. And so I think the entire kind of journey for her is sensing a sincerity and an honestness and a openness to learn and grow from Paul. And that's like really quite, I don't know, it's hard for her to digest, because she has these feelings of wanting to trust him and falling in love with someone, but also hating what they represent at the same time. And I think that that's really, really difficult for her, because she cares about her people, I think, more than anything. She just wants what's best for her community, the people that she loves, the planet that she loves. She has such a strength that I admire, and such a passion for the betterment of her people and looking out for her people and taking care of her loved ones, and her planet, which means more to her than anything. So, I love very hard as well. And, I like to think that in whatever I do, I have a much easier job than she does, because I am not a space warrior. But I think in whatever I do, I do try to do it with the best sense of heart and integrity. And I want to lead with what I feel like is right, not just for myself, but for the people around me. And so I think that is something, integrity, I think, is a massive word for her. The sets are so, I mean, like stunning. Like the detail, the attention to detail when you walk into the siege and you see all the inscriptions of the prophecy on the walls. It's like the time it takes to make something like this, I can't imagine. So I really think that my job then becomes easy. I step on set, I have this incredible costume that already changes your physicality, hair and makeup that does the same. And then I step into a set where I feel like I'm already on a different planet. So that does, half the job. And then I just gotta figure out how to speak in Chicopsa. We didn't really know each other at all before the first film, and then over the span of the years that it took to come out and after, we became very close. And now he's like my brother. He's like family to me. So I'm grateful to have this experience with someone who feels like family. We get to look around and have these experiences, and like, how cool is that? Someone you're going to be friends with for a long time, and just be able to, I hope were like Javier and Josh, who, you know, they're sitting and they're, you know, they're like, we call it like, they're like big kids. And they sit around and they talk about, hey, remember when we made this movie together, and remember this and remember that. So hopefully we'll have the same kind of thing on Dune 12, you know. I only got a few days getting to watch Mr. Walken, which was crazy. I was so nervous. I barely even talked to him, you know. I was just like, hi, sir, you know, like, but, you know, his presence just walking in the room, you're like, you know, so he feels like an emperor for sure. But yeah, watching that, I mean, Florence was so lovely and kind, and again, I didn't get to spend as much time as I wish we had, but had such like a regal, natural sense of just like being Princess Irulan. She was meant to be Princess Irulan, you know. And then Austin, who brought this, like, who is a lovely, kind person, but has somehow transformed into this like evil, terrifying, you know, beast. Yeah, so I think this, I mean, it goes without saying, like, this cast is really, really, really special, and the new players are bringing so much to this film, and I'm excited to see it all put together. The Atreides fight different than the Harkonnen, fight different than the Sardaukar, fight different than the Fremen. So that was really special to see, and also to watch them kind of implement those styles and learning those styles. What makes a Fremen fight different than any other fight? You know, their ability to work in the sand, and how they move their bodies, and how they crawl, and you know, it's really interesting to start understanding within my own body. So that was cool. We did like a lot of crawling techniques. You have to be very light on your feet if you're going to be a Fremen. Very smooth. It's really, really magical. And again, there's concepts and there's ideas that are kind of so far out a little bit that I even wonder, like, how is Denny going to be able to explain this and like make this make sense to someone who may have never read the book or have only seen the first movie. But obviously he did it with the first movie. I think he'll do it again. I think something that I felt when I watched the first film was I understood the books more somehow. Like, I'd read the books and I still had questions and I still was confused about things. And then when I watched the movie, I was like, oh, that makes more sense now. Like, he made it so clear and built this world. And so now I think he's just having fun. Like, you can see he shows up every day. And I think no matter how tired he is or anybody else is, like, they just feel so, I think, reinvigorated by his energy, because he comes on set and he's so positive and he's so excited, because this is, I think, in many ways a childhood dream of his, you know, and he's fulfilling that. And it's almost like watching like a kid, you know. There's such, and I think being able to tap into that, like, that creative essence that the child part of ourselves has is so special and so important for creatives. So it's really cool to watch him kind of tap into that and explore that and just feel so much joy. Like, he'll finish a scene and he'll be so moved and excited, and, you know, I think we all feel the same. Just enjoy escaping to another world, and whatever resonates with you, take that with you, and think about it and discuss it. Hopefully those are good concepts and ideas. Maybe, you know, whether it be I don't know, maybe caring a little bit more about our planet and our resources. Whatever those conversations may be, I think. But I think, to me, it's just coming with an open mind and just enjoy it. Like, just have fun, because it's one of those. It's quite a ride.